Yeah. Let's
Wow.
go ahead and do it.
What a game.
That was nuts, to be
That
honest.
was it was honestly, I mean, through the once the first possession happened, let me readjust this. I don't know if you guys can hear me very well.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go ahead and do this.
Yeah, we can.
Let's go ahead and do this. I don't know, bro. Through the first few possessions, it was just score, score. Oh crap, good defensive play. So let's go ahead and punt. More score. I mean, they just an offensive clinic, an offensive clinic, especially Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, that
What a show out!
was
What a
I
show out to show that he still got it. It was in my mind. I don't know about you guys, but in my mind, there's still some doubts regarding his ankles and stuff. How mobile he still was, how much power he still had, how much he was or was not afraid to throw the football a lot. But most passing yards in Falcons history. So he was obviously not afraid to pass it, to sling it.
Yeah, no, I
Amen.
mean, he was so solid. I mean, over 500 yards. I think I read something that he broke the record for the Falcons with how many yards that were passed. And I think yesterday was like Matt Ryan night or something like that. So
Yeah,
he
he was
literally
there.
broke the record on that night. That's insane. That is
He
insane.
he was also the first QB to throw for 500 yards for three different teams.
Was he
Dude, Kirk can
really?
throw it, man. Kirk
Hmm.
can throw
Wow.
it.
That's big
So
Kirko. That's Kirko Chains, bro.
so how does it go that he throws an interception with a minute and 52 left in the game
Ah,
and they still win the game?
I I don't. All right, so I had I had Baker Mayfield starting as my quarterback. So, I was happy with the points I got, but I wasn't going to be mad at overtime if it did go to that. Defensive coaching was also a clinic in that last minute and a half, man. They kept their timeouts. They knew when to use them. They knew how to use them. I just, I think what I'm most mad at is that Gabe's kicker got so many points. Young Hoku, I mean, after missing the first
Whoa,
couple, sorry, Young Hoku, after missing the first couple of field goals, and you miss one, you got bailed out by a flag. You go to kick again from a shorter distance and you miss it again. I mean, I honestly thought that was going to do him in the whole game, but to just
who are you telling,
sl-
bro?
everybody slinging 50-yard field goals, man.
Yeah, no,
I
that was
thought
nuts.
It's getting easier.
All they needed was one first down. That's all they needed, and they won the game, and they couldn't do that. Three plays, 30 seconds, and they had to punt. But then all of a sudden, I guess after the game, Kirk Cousins says that the offensive coordinator or that the play was throw it to the sideline,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at the very last second, he said whoever it was that made the call said screw it. Throw the slant and then hurry up and spike that ball because he barely got there.
Yeah,
He barely
yeah.
got there. He spiked it with 1 second left. That last second, he said, the guy, I'm assuming is the offensive coordinator, pretty much said, Kirk, I trust you. Throw the slant, make it quick, spike that ball. That was insane. That was just
It
nuts.
it was insane. They put that play side by side with the Cowboys last year in the playoffs. How they had to spike the ball. They had the exact same time. They had everything the same, and they literally ran it to perfection. And meanwhile, you're over here scrambling to get
Mm-hmm.
20 yards. I thought that was hilarious.
That was crazy.
That's good situational coaching from the Falcons, and I think they have a good thing going over there.
Yeah,
The
they got a squad, man. Darnell Mooney,
hmm
I think that boy was a beast. I think he didn't have a QB before. And
hmm
I mean, we're starting to see like what he's capable of. I mean, he had that one huge drop. I know it was the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure it was that last possession,
hmm
or the
hmm
second to last possession or whatever. He had that huge drop. He was wide open, but he just
Ugh.
didn't get his hands on the ball. But
The
I
game was supposed
mean,
to be over then.
yeah, no, for sure. But he just, I mean, let's look. He had 9 catches, 105 yards, 2 touchdowns on 16
hmm
targets.
hmm
Whew.
Mhm.
I sat him in one of my benches, one of my leagues.
Yeah. I started him only because I had Amonra on a bye. Cooper Cup was out, and then the
Hmm.
other players weren't that great. So I got really lucky at putting him in the starting.
And I
I'll
think he
take
Who
had
that.
an
dropped
early
him?
drop in the game too. So
Hmm.
once he had that early drop in the game, I didn't think he was going to go be targeted like that. But boy, was I wrong. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
Who dropped him
Definitely.
in the league? I seen he was on waivers. I know
Huh?
he's gonna be the number one candidate for pickups this week.
Yeah, I forgot who dropped them. It might have actually been me, honestly. I keep dropping and picking up the same players like every week. Can't make up my mind. But
Oh my goodness. Another thing I want to say is I want to speak for everyone out there who had Baker Mayfield going over 200 yards passing in their parlays.
yes,
Absolutely
Mm.
cooked every single parlay out there. Starting
yes.
off red hot, man.
Yeah.
That hurt me more than that overtime play.
Oof, that was
Fuck.
brutal.
I'm surprised he kept going to Mike Evans and not Godwin at all. I mean, I'm thankful because I was facing Godwin in two leagues, but to just back to back touchdowns to Mike Evans and then to just not even try to go for Godwin, it
I,
was
I'm more
interesting.
I'm more
Interesting
shocked
to say the least.
they went at AJ Terrell like that.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, I'm with you. I thought Godwin was gonna have a big night, and to just give Mike Evans 10 targets is well, he will get his 1,000 yards in the season, so maybe that's one of the reasons why.
Mm.
I think also what it was, one of my coworkers was telling me that last night he had, hold on, uh, what was it? Oh, he needed 3 touchdowns to join the top 5 fastest players to reach 100.
Mike
So
Evans?
yeah, Mike Evans. So that's why
Mm.
maybe that's why he was getting the end zone touches,
Yeah, that's
or the end
true.
zone looks. But I mean, Baker Mayfield threw for 180 yards. Kirk Cousins threw for 500 yards. One of our friends that Gabe knows, he had a parlay, and he was so happy that they were going to overtime. There, he was like, "Oh my God, yes! Like this is the last thing I need." He needed like 40 yards or something. And first possession, right? I mean, Falcons got the ball, and literally that touchdown just took the air out of him. Like he just didn't know. He was so upset. It was so funny.
Yeah.
So,
Very sickening.
so we got a lot of injuries this week, and actually some changes too. Some of the big injuries that I can think of, right? So Singletary's out. So I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure, what is that? Tracy or whatever, Tracy Jr. He's like a rookie, right? Um, Khalil
Neighbors is out
Shakir,
too.
Neighbors.
Neighbors is out since we're talking about Singletary. Neighbors is out, and not to spoil anything, but I have a teammate over there emerging in our sleeper section that we're gonna get into later. So
Yeah, no,
something little gem to look out for. Actually,
that's
I,
a
I
big
dropped that gem. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick up that gem I just dropped.
that's a big one. That's a big one.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
there's another one, Brian Robinson, the running back for the Commanders. I read today that I guess he's a game time decision now.
Hmm.
That's
Oh,
pretty big.
Well, he'll probably be limited if anything.
Yeah,
I would
well,
say he'll play, but he won't
For the
be.
Commanders, you said.
yeah,
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
Commanders. I mean, I hope he starts.
What's that other running back that they have then?
Eckler.
Nichols.
Austin
Eckler.
Eckler.
Eckler's out though.
He's
Uh,
still out?
I
hold
think he's
on.
still out.
He's cleared.
Really?
They say he's cleared. He's gonna play.
They're saying he's clear.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Full participation in practice. Yep.
he's
Oh
cleared.
man, oh man.
Um. Oh, for
Well,
the
that's something to watch out for then.
yep.
They're playing
Uh,
Cleveland. Should
Yeah,
be.
they're playing Cleveland.
They're playing Cleveland.
the
I don't know if it's
Bills.
going to be a good game.
You don't think so? Come.
I mean, what's the Browns going to do? They have no offense.
That's
They
true.
they were first on the first and 5 goal line last week against the Raiders, and they fumbled the ball.
and that's the
to win the
Raiders.
game, and
I
that's
mean,
the
this
Yeah,
is
Raiders.
yeah.
Mm.
Well,
this is JD, man. This is Jaden
I'm
Daniels is
just.
gonna light up that defense.
I hope so, man. That kid is fun to watch, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That team is. I mean, it's pretty fun.
But do you
Um,
guys agree? Do you guys agree that they're giving him the easy offense, or do you think he's just that good?
Define easy offense.
I
Slants, check downs. Yeah, he has a couple deep shots, but it's very pump and dump in a way. Excuse me.
mm,
I don't know. Like, obviously, being a Bears fan, it's hard watching that because you have Caleb Williams, and he shows signs of life. But
We'll play
I,
Carolina this week. They should be fine.
yeah, but it's one thing to have just Terry McLaurin and Zach Ertz compared to Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Romo Dunze.
hmm
They'll
And
face both
Swift as your running back, or Sean Johnson just as a backup running back. And
exactly.
you
But
know,
I honestly, I do want to put a lot of that into Cliff Kingsbury, man. That dude he's a wizard behind that headset.
Yeah,
I
that dude's good.
I think if you guys can figure out your offensive line, the Bears, I think if the Bears can figure out the offensive line, I think things will go a lot smoother through the rest
Mm-hmm.
of the season.
They'll be
Rookie
protected more.
quarterback, yeah, rookie quarterback. He's got to still feel out the game, and if he's being rushed, I mean, we saw in the first few weeks him trying to scramble, thinking it's still college, and it's just not.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm giving him the Josh Allen treatment. I feel like Josh Allen went through the same problems first couple years. He didn't have
Um,
an O-line and he was scrambling and just tossing it up there.
I
So
remember
I'll
those
give him
years.
good three,
Well,
4 years. And then if I don't see anything like Josh Allen, then we're gonna go for someone else.
Mr. Rodriguez, what say you to
Hey, you saw me spring up. You mentioned my boy's name now. It was so funny. I was literally having a conversation today because like people don't understand that like yes, I am a Patriots fan, right? So I love the Patriots. I
that?
love everything about the Patriots, but
Pass
I'm a
Nation.
Josh Allen fan, right? And I get that we're divisional rivals. I get that. I'm not rooting for the Bills. I root for Allen. And fortunately and unfortunately, Patriots have just not been contenders in the past couple years. So it's never been a conflict of like, oh, I need the Patriots to win because we're going to win the Super Bowl. It's never really been a conflict yet in our division. So I love the
Yes.
Patriots. Yeah, exactly. Start my boy Milton and we'll win the Super Bowl.
Milton.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
JM3.
I
JM3, man.
think he's good, but it just hasn't been any conflict. So everybody always gets like so tied up in it. Like, how can you like Josh Allen but like the Patriots? It's very simple, actually. It's very, very simple.
I feel you.
Does not take a lot. Um, big Jonathan Taylor, he's out this week.
He's out this week. Wow.
Yes.
In Rasheed Rice news, they're not supposed to find out until Monday if it's,
Oof.
anything more serious than what we think it is, which so far we think it's an ACL, but they're hopeful, you know. I think right now they still got Tua in the back burner. I don't think they're giving up on him coming back for the season, and they might be targeting after the bye week. I think their bye week is next week or week after that or something.
I heard something week 8.
Week 8,
for
okay.
Week
Tua.
8.
Okay. So, they're targeting that. Devontae Adams still week to week so far. And
Yeah, he's
there's
out. He's out for sure this week already.
Yeah, there's still, lingering rumors that he's wanting out. And I don't know if you guys saw, I don't know if he tweeted or posted on Instagram or something, that picture of Edgar Allan Poe. Supposedly, since he's the author of a bunch of poems, one of them most notably called The Raven, there's that connection. What do you guys think about that? Devontae Adams to the Ravens.
I saw a quote, and I don't know. It's definitely leaning more towards the Ravens, but the quote from Edgar Allan Poe was, "Believe everything you see, not everything you hear." And I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, maybe it could lean that way. But then again, it's like, who wants to stay with the Raiders?
That's
Especially with
true.
Aiden O'Connell back there. I would feel the same as Devontae Adams.
From that post, I don't know how true it was, but somebody said, "Don't get caught up on the picture." He posted it from Buffalo. So I mean,
Ooh.
that would be insane. But yeah, I mean, I think if he becomes a Raven, I mean, that would be really, really nuts for that receiving core. I mean, you already have Flowers, who I think is a really good receiver.
You have right tackle Mark Andrews over there too.
That's right. That's right. So I
Rip,
mean, that
rip,
offense,
rip, rip.
Henry, Derrick Henry.
What a beast.
If you
I
told
mean,
me that
I
he was
mean,
going to have this type of year this year on the Ravens, I would have bet you my house that it was not going to happen. And I get clowned in our other group chat, and Gabe knows
Oh yeah.
because week 1, the boy did not do much. I think he scored 1 touchdown, but he barely did anything with the ball.
Like 10
would
points.
that have been on him though, or would that have been coaching?
Well, you're right. I don't think at this point in the season, I don't think it was a him thing,
Yeah,
right? Because
Yeah.
what he
because
just did to Buffalo, that was crazy.
the a thorough dismantling,
Mm-hmm.
a thorough
So
you got pow powed. The Bills got pow powed.
insane.
That's what they got.
First play was a run, and it went for 90 something or 80 something yards touchdown. Like, are you kidding me?
Insane, insane. What do you think about the Ravens though for the rest of the season? You
Ravens
know,
as a team right now.
reigning MVP. You know, they got to the AFC chip last year.
I think they can only
You
get
and I
better.
both know how we feel about last year's MVP race. But be that as it may, reigning MVP.
Yep.
They got to the AFC chip, and granted, they lost some pieces in defense. You know, they lost their defensive coordinator. They lost a few other pieces on their defensive, their secondary overall. But I mean, they added Derrick Henry. I don't really think the Ravens are capable of having a bad defense. I mean, regardless or not, if they add Devontae Adams, I think they're going pretty far.
Yeah.
Aside from their defense, man, do you know who else they lost? They lost their kicker. To me, Tucker is absolutely washed this year. Everyone's scoring 50 pluses, and this man can't kick a 45er.
Yeah,
Nah.
no, that is crazy. He's done really, really bad. I mean, I definitely do think, the Ravens will go far. Um, Not a huge fan of Lamar, as we all probably know already, but if that defense, I mean, showed some life against
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, and we already knew what their defense was last year, right? Which is what I was talking about all last year, was that the Ravens defense was just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they showed glimpses of that against a Josh Allen Buffalo's team that, looks so good to start the season, right? I mean, everybody talks about interceptions. I mean, Josh Allen did not throw an interception, still has not thrown an interception all season, but I mean, he couldn't do anything really. He barely had
Mm-hmm.
any time in the pocket. He had to continue to rush out to the sides. The receivers were all covered. So it was just crazy.
I
I feel like that right there was a matchup problem. Ravens have one of the best D lines in the game, and Buffalo, from what it looked like, that O line is not what it was the last 2 years, man.
That's true.
So
Yeah, that O-line
Buffalo
did look really
has
bad.
Buffalo has one good player, and that's it. And it shows when you face a good team. You know,
oh
one
yeah.
good player can carry you through bad teams, but one player cannot carry you through one good team.
Yeah.
Not in football. Not in football.
So
Oh,
other notables. So Mixon is out again this week. We probably
okay.
all already figured that.
So they have who Cam Akers
Cam Akers
at the
starting. Yep.
starting role. Okay.
Yeah. There was one. Who's questionable? Oh, it was Kamara. Kamara
Kamara's
was
questionable.
questionable. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with him. Yeah, he was limited in practice. I forgot. I didn't read. Oh, his hip and ribs. I guess they're both expected to play. Maybe I'm not sure.
Don't expect
Um,
too much from him. I seen that Bijan yesterday was questionable too with a shoulder,
Mhm.
so I feel like they're gonna give Kamara that kind of treatment.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well,
They're
good for
killing
me
it.
because I have Shaheed starting this week. So
Hey, shout out all the Shaheed owners.
Shaheed
Don't say
stock.
that. Don't say
If
that
you're
2 weeks ago.
hey, nah, man, if you were selling all your Rashid Shaheed stock, I want to buy it all.
Yep.
Sell it all. Sell it all to me. I want to buy it all.
They sold it to you 2 weeks ago. Fucker.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Give me a donut.
So all really, really big injuries. So let's see. So 5 must starts this week. Right. So
Hmm.
I was looking at like PPR scoring projections.
Hmm.
Right. So running back, number
Hmm.
one. Can we all take a guess? Well, I know who it is. So you want to take a guess at who you think number one, who they think the number one running back will be this week in PPR?
I'm gonna
I
go with
would.
Saquon.
He's on a bye.
He's on the bye.
Oh, is he?
Mhm.
Damn. Oh my God, that's right. Saquon is on a bye.
Mason.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot not in the dark but in the light and say Derrick Henry.
Okay. You want to guess one more time, Kev?
Let me see who's playing. Hold on. I think I have to go with Derrick Henry. Yeah, I mean the Bengals defense. I mean, Dane
So
Daniels just threw whatever he wanted on that defense. That defense isn't doing
Mhm.
anything.
so number one is Jordan Mason, and I know that Gabe looked it up. There's no way you actually guessed that guy, Gabe. There's no way.
He's on my team for a reason.
I know that you
I don't
looked him
even
up.
have my phone on. I'm not even looking at the
No,
website.
you don't have your phone. So what are we talking to you from?
Oh no, you know what I mean.
It
I'm
begins.
not like looking at
It
a separate.
begins.
Get what?
All right, number two is Kyron
Hmm.
Williams from the Rams. I guess he has a really good matchup against Green Bay.
Oh, I'm starting him. Let's go.
Number three is Kamara if he plays against Kansas City. I guess
Mhm.
another really good matchup for some reason. Then we have Derrick Henry against Cincinnati. And we have Kenneth Walker against the Giants.
I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. 30 points himself in the second half.
Mm.
Yep. That was, dude.
If
I mean,
Gary played him, I lose.
he's nuts. Who?
If Gary played him, I lose that week.
He didn't play Walker?
Yeah, he had Walker on his bench.
Woof. Well, to
Who
his
did he
defense,
start over Walker?
his defense, he was questionable, man.
I know. I don't know who he started. He had no, he had Najee Harris and somebody else.
Oh, never mind.
You I already know.
I would have. I would have been threw away Najee Harris.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
well, he
don't
has
give me-
CFC hurt.
Don't give me another Pittsburgh running back.
Yes.
Ever.
Not until Rashawn Mendenhall comes back.
Freaking guy.
What about wide receivers? Who are we thinking is the number one wide receiver this week? I'm actually surprised at this one.
Nico.
I think it's Jamar Chase
Nico.
with Nico like a 2 or 3.
No, Nico's one.
Okay. Kona?
Nico should be one though. He's leading in yards.
Yeah.
The number one wide receiver for this week. I am looking through them, and I would honestly say it's a toss-up between DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman.
Okay.
Wow.
Number one is CD.
Oh,
I totally
which is
forgot
why
that.
I was surprised because he's going against
Against that
Pittsburgh.
Steelers defense. Yeah.
Yes. That's
You're
why I'm
gonna make-
surprised.
Yeah.
Number two, we have Nico.
Yeah.
Which that's another one. I mean, Buffalo, depending on who
Who's guarding him?
Christian Benford, I think. depending on
Yeah.
who he's going to be on. I mean, he
Yeah.
might be on Diggs.
Mhm.
Then Jamar Chase against Baltimore, Justin Jefferson against the Jets,
What?
DK Metcalf, yeah, against the Giants. I always thought going into this season that the Jets were going to have like this crazy defense, and it just, I mean, the whole
It's
Jets
a
team as a whole has just not
it's a
performed.
bad organization. You
Yeah.
can't expect good play out of a bad organization.
Yeah, no,
You
they've
can't.
been terrible on the offensive side. I mean, dude, Brees Hall, are you kidding me? Bro, I would have taken you number one over CMC all day, and you just have not done anything.
Mhm.
Like, you
More
had
than
one
TMC
or
at this
two
point, I
games.
guess.
Yeah, but even then, like you're at, I mean, in my eyes, he's at risk of losing that job to Braylon Allen. I
Mhm.
mean, he's been
Mhm.
doing a lot better in some of
I
these
think I
games.
read. I think I read that they were chanting for his name, not Brees Hall, that rookie's name
Yeah,
at the
Braylon
goal line
Allen.
and stuff. That's funny.
That's crazy.
That's
It's
funny.
honestly sad, man. But everyone did have their doubts on Brees Hall this year. He hasn't done anything. He's always getting hurt. He shows flashes, and
Well, it
I
was
hope they're all
already a
right.
bad O line, and it was an aging quarterback who we know, likes to pick his favorites, likes
Oh
to pick
yeah.
his spots. Hasn't thrown
Yeah.
for 300 yards in almost 3 years at this point.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Jets, though, what about the Vikings? One of the only two remaining undefeated teams.
I like him.
You like
I
them?
I like him. I think Brian Flores, not only their offense, you can talk about Jefferson and all that, but
Hmm.
what that man is doing without Daniel Hunter, without their starting corner, I was
Hmm.
like, man, bro, you guys are really getting it together.
I was always a huge fan of Flores when he was on Miami. I think, I think Miami definitely messed up letting him go. I understand why they let him go, but I mean, I thought he was a hell of a coach.
Yeah,
So, I mean, and I mean, he was always like a defensive minded coach too. So, I mean, it's not, I mean, what he's doing with Minnesota, it's, it's just, yeah,
It's incredible.
to
it is.
face three of the better teams in the whole league and to beat them all,
Mm-hmm.
to beat them all, handle the 49ers, handle the Texans. Who else did they play?
The
Texans,
Vikings.
The
Niners,
Green Bay.
the
Oh, Green Bay, they
Packers.
literally just played him. Yeah.
How weird is it that Jordan Love is 0-2 and what's his name, the backup quarterback is 2-0?
Yeah. Yeah. What is his name? Malik Davis?
Malik
Malik
Willis.
Willis.
Malik
Malik Willis.
Willis.
Malik
Dang it.
Yes.
Willis. That's
Wow.
funny. That's funny.
All right, so where did we leave
You're
off?
recording, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah, I
recording,
am.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Where did we leave off?
I think we were talking about matchups this week.
Oh yeah, you guys' favorite matchups. If you have any bets you'd like to go ahead and inform our viewers on, maybe one or two.
I'll give you one right now. I'll give you
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
lock. It's not missing. It's
The
hitting.
log. Okay,
That's what we're going
okay.
with, bro.
Oh yeah,
Hard
I'm
rock.
going to my boy Deontay Johnson. Okay, you think I like Josh Allen? Let me tell you something about my boy Deontay here. Okay, this boy a boss.
Okay.
He's been riding with my fantasy team for a couple years now, and he always comes through. Anytime touchdown. He is getting a touchdown. It is guaranteed.
Andy Dalton.
Deontay Johnson, touchdown on Sunday. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Really?
Okay.
Oh,
Against the
100%.
best corner in the league?
I'm
Well,
just
second
a
best.
messenger.
I'll give him second.
I'm just a messenger. I'm telling you, man. He's going to get a touchdown on Sunday.
Okay.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That boy has
Uh,
That
come
is.
through for me every single year.
Mr. Hernandez Roa. Do you have a pick, a player prop, or a money line bet or spread bet?
I've been actually a little away from that, to be honest, because every time I do a bet, I always miss either by one or two. But as far as money line or anything like that, I kind of like hmm. If I want to say for sure a lock, I probably would say the Seahawks probably over the Giants for sure. Home if they're at home, and that crowd,
Who's at home?
that Seahawks crowd. Seahawks, they're at home. That's so.
Someone
That's
has a
so.
weak connection, and I think it disconnected me. I don't know if it's me who has a weak connection,
No,
and I
you're
can't
still
see
here.
anybody's camera.
You're still
Okay.
here.
Oh yeah,
You're
I can still
here.
see you.
Okay, good.
As long
Oh,
as
then
I
that's
can
probably
see,
me.
as long as I can see you, it's probably fine because I can just send you the clip when we're done.
Okay,
So
I
Alright,
can't
sounds
see
good.
him.
Sounds good.
But for sure,
Gabe, you were
I-
saying the
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
yeah, for sure.
They Vegas has them -7.
Yep.
Okay,
Okay.
Mr. Kevin Ona.
I'm gonna revert back to player props, and I am going to say I'm checking the updated lines, but as of right now, I feel like my lock. I can find it. I'm sorry. Okay, so Garrett Wilson is an absolute lock for me this week. His receiving line is at 53.5.
Mm-hmm.
And with what Green Bay just did to Minnesota, even though they lost, and with Garrett Wilson needing a come out game, I think taking the over in the 53.5 is an absolute lock.
Definitely put that in mind.
I like that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback off of that, not for player prop, but for the game itself. Right now, Vegas has the Vikings at -2.5.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think you could go ahead and pair that up with the Bears versus the Panthers. They're getting the Bears -4. I think that's a good bet. I think parlaying those two together is a good bet. Panthers, I mean, what are you gonna say? Andy Dalton's only gonna carry you so much. Bears have a good defense. Once that passing game falls apart, what else do you have in California? California and Carolina, and defense. I mean, don't even talk about it. DeAndre Swift is just gonna.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you.
You're probably
I'm
right.
telling you.
But all I know is Deontay's getting one touchdown. So that's all I know. Whatever that final score is.
I'm gonna tail that one. I hate betting against my team, but if it's a lock, man, I'm definitely gonna tail that.
I'm telling you.
I'm betting for your team. I'm getting Bears -4. Is it 4.5? No, it's just 4 -4.
4 points.
Yeah,
Bears
four
Yeah.
points.
Oh no, I'm saying the Deontay Johnson one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I never bet.
And they
I
have the
never
Commanders
bet.
-3.5. Oh no, you gotta bet that too.
Commanders
Commanders
-3.5.
Hey, if anybody's listening out there, get the Vikings -2.5, the Bears -4, and the Commanders -3.5.
Let me. Oh boy. Let me.
The locks of the week, huh?
Hold on.
That's a
Let me get
lock of the week.
my notes out here because I'm definitely gonna
That's a lock of the week.
snip
Definitely
this.
put it.
All
Let me
right.
put that
All
in.
right. So what did we say? So locks of this week. All right. What did you say, Kev?
I got the Vikings versus the Vikings at -2.5 versus the Jets, and that's the early London game.
Mm-hmm.
9:30.
Ooh,
Right now, I know the Vikings are flying from a little bit further away than the Jets would be, but I mean, the Jaguars at that point is just gonna do its thing. I think the Vikings are the better coached team out of them. I think they have a great defense that I think is going to overwhelm that offensive line with the Jets. And Aaron Rodgers is just, I don't think, mobile enough to try to keep up with it anymore. And while he may have some good throws and some good moments out there, I think he's going to be very quickly overwhelmed. I got the Bears -4 versus the Panthers at the Panthers. As I said, that Bears defense is just going to overwhelm Carolina. Their defense is nothing to speak of. I mean, the Bengals just beat them. They're the Bengals' only win of the season, and the Bengals have been a little iffy as it is, and they only came so close with the Commanders because the Commanders gave up a freak play versus Jamar Chase. Otherwise, that would have been easily a double-digit game.
Yeah.
And then the Commanders. Speaking of the Commanders versus the Browns, Browns are just decimated. They might have an okay defense at this point. Myles Garrett, whatever, but that offense is just can't move anything. That offense can't move anything, and I think Jane Daniels is just going to pick that team apart. It's going to be throwing touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. It's just overwhelmed.
So we got Kev, Vikings -2.5, Bears -4, and Commanders -3.5.
That's correct.
All right. Gabe, you had Seattle -7.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Kona, what did you have?
I had Garrett Wilson,
Garrett Wilson
over 53
over
and a half.
53. Yeah, 53.5 yards.
Over 53.5.
Can we each do anytime touchdown, a player prop, and money line or
Anytime touchdown.
spread?
Player prop. And then a spread.
yeah, like a spread or a money line?
All right. So.
'Cause we have- yeah.
Well, hold on.
This for all the betting buddies out there. Shout out the betting buddies.
That's right.
Shout out to betting buddies, man. Let's get this.
We're over here trying to bankrupt the books. I understand. I get it. Yeah, and then I had Deontay. Anytime. All right, so. Oh, jeez. I am gonna put this on TikTok, by the way. So anytime touchdown, right? So Kev, who would you, or do we want to like collaborate and figure out one player?
I don't know, man. What do you guys think we should do? Should we all pick collectively, or should we all just, each have our own?
I think each have our own. That way we can give the viewers more of an option.
Okay.
Each have our own.
All
I
right.
like that. I like that.
So we'll start with Kev.
I-
One
With
anytime touchdown. Anytime touchdown. What player?
One anytime touchdown. Derrick Henry is just the freest of monies that comes to mind.
Okay, all right. I like that. Yeah, his anytime is probably like a -145 at this point because he's just like so good.
For a sleeper bet, probably. I mean, I would probably go with that Nichols running back from the Commanders. Sneaky good last week.
Eckler.
No, not Eckler. The backup
Nicholas. Nicholas.
Yeah, Nicholas.
Oh.
I think they're slowly going to be working Eckler back into the offense, and I think at least he'll get some of the splits, and he did so well last week that I think he's just going to at least carry it on to this week.
But do you think he'll get like is that your sleeper
Oh,
anytime
100%.
touchdown?
Yeah, sleeper anytime touchdown.
Okay.
Derrick Henry, my lock anytime touchdown. Sleeper anytime touchdown. The Nichols running back from Commanders. I'm so sorry.
Gotcha.
I don't know your name. I'm so sorry.
That's all
I should
right.
probably look that up right now.
All
I'll let them
Gabe?
watch this now.
Yeah, right. You know you're gonna be tuning in now. All right, Gabe. Who you got?
You know what? Well, I kind of like either DK or Ninjiba. Excuse the last
Jigba.
name.
Okay, give me
Jigba.
the lock. Who you got the lock?
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna go with Metcalf.
Okay.
And as far as sleeper, Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I like that.
Wow.
I can't go
Hmm.
Kirk because, like I said, Ingram coming back. Hopefully, let's hope. I'm playing him,
Oh.
but
Is he coming back this week?
he said he's in line to play, so it's kind of cool. Good news for Jacksonville. They need a win.
Started him over Mooney.
Oof.
So that was rough this morning. Waking up and realizing what I did.
Oh boy. But sleeper, that Thomas, the rookie from Jacksonville. Will be
Yep,
my
Brian
sleeper.
Thomas Jr.
Yep.
Kona,
That's
who
my
you got? Who you got for lock?
My lock of the week for anytime touchdown is Aaron Jones. I think the Jets are going to be focused with Jefferson and Addison, and I think Aaron Jones is just going to feast out there.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you have a sleeper?
My sleeper, if I had to, I am saying Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, our run
Wow.
defense is absolutely it's it's a liability.
He's
And
looking at as he looks at the
yeah,
flag.
I watched the game and we can't stop a nosebleed when it comes to the run game.
Okie dokie.
All right. Now, my lock, I'm sticking with my man, Deontay Johnson. Give me
There
one
you go.
touchdown, baby. That's all I want. That's all I need.
I like that. I like
He's
that.
building that rapport. That boy is the truth on that team. There's a reason why they picked him up. Just gotta feed him. And I feel like when I've watched the game cast for these games in the red zone, he always at least gets like one target. So I know that Dalton's looking for him. Let's get him the ball. Let's get that touchdown. My sleeper, which I mean it shouldn't really be like a huge sleeper, but if I had to go like a backup, I'm honestly probably going James Cook from the Bills.
Oh,
So
I can see that,
even with Shakir out.
yeah, well even more with Shakir out.
especially with Shakir out.
They have like a lot of plays in that playbook for him. Um, I mean, and I'm not just talking like a rushing touchdown. I mean, it could even be a catching touchdown, right? I mean, it's any time. So
hmm
I think
hmm
whether it's a dump off or whether it's a handoff, I think I mean, if Shakir's out, that's their best player on the field. So
hmm
between
I
him and
like that a
Allen,
lot. I like
Very
that a
true.
lot.
so that's what I would
What?
do. Oh, Gabe's in trouble. Oh, Gabe's out. Gabe's in trouble.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm just a little too loud.
Oh.
Excuse the audience. I
Well,
apologize.
can we get into a few sleepers for the week real quick, and then we can figure out the last few things we're going to talk about. I think we've done this for some time now. I don't know how much longer everyone can go.
Do you want to finish off the player props and the spreads for the betting?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
All right. So we'll run through it quick. I mean, Kev, do you even have the? Have you looked
I
at
don't
like
have
any
the
things?
no. I don't. I
Okay.
don't have the odds in front of me.
Okay, that's fine.
I
So
don't either.
we could do this. You can do the spreads, and then Kona, what you got for player props? Since I know you've already looked them up.
Well, I already said Garrett wasn't over,
Yeah.
and uh, another over I like is Jaden Reed. His line is set at 57.5, and they're playing Los Angeles, the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
And now that you know Jordan Love is back, Jaden Reed, bro, he's might finish top 5 this year.
Okay. All right. I will give you. Where is it? I just had it. Receiving. Mine is Brian Thomas Jr. over 53, so over 52 and a half. That's what his line is on Hard Rock. And there was another one that I liked. Oh yeah, it was Metcalf over 65 and a half yards. I typically
Taking
go
it.
with your goats, right? I typically go with like Jefferson and Chase, but I mean, I think they have pretty bad matchups this week. Maybe not Jefferson as much, but I know Chase does against Baltimore, so I'd rather go um, with these other players. And then the spread, I
Think-
know. Huh?
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, what are you gonna say?
No, no, no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can continue.
Here we,
Finish.
here we go. Here we
Sorry.
go.
Sorry. Sorry.
The spread, Kevin liked Vikings minus 2.5, Bears minus 4, and then Commanders minus 3.5.
hmm
And then Gabe liked Seattle minus 7. Kona, what you got for spread?
First spread, I standing firm on Dallas plus 2.5. I think that would be great, and I don't see Dallas getting blown out by Pittsburgh.
Yeah, no, I definitely like that. I was just literally looking at that one too.
It's a good bet.
I am
That's
actually
that's
gonna
free
take.
money. That's free
Right.
money.
Trying to look real quick. I'm gonna take the Saints plus 5.5.
Plus 5.5 versus the Chiefs. Wow.
Yeah, no Rice. Saints have a pretty good defense. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think they win, but I think they keep it close.
That's a
So
good bet.
I hope so.
That's a
I
good
mean,
bet.
that's what I would do. So that's what we got for the betting. We went through anytime touchdowns, went through player props, we went through spreads.
Mhm.
So I'll be uploading this to TikTok. And then, what did you want to get into, Kev?
I got some sleepers, bro.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
let's hear them.
I
favorite
got some
segment.
sleepers. I got some sleepers.
Sleepers this week.
One of them I've already alluded to. Wandale Robinson, wide receiver, Giants. I think when Neighbors out, Singletary out, the defense is most likely going to run through him and whatever backup running back they got going on. And I mean, facing the Seahawks, I know they have a good defense and stuff, but um, you know, I do believe in Daniel Jones a little bit at least. And if he's been able to get the ball to Neighbors, I think he can get the ball to Deontay. Oh, not Deontay. Sorry, one. JJ, you got Deontay
I
Johnson
know.
on my mind.
That's right. That's
Wandell
right.
Robinson. I think he can get the ball to Wandell Robinson pretty easily.
All right. All right.
I got sleeper at running back, Antonio Gibson, running back for the Patriots, coming up behind from Stevenson. I think Stevenson, I think I don't want to say, but I think he's running his course, making mistakes week after week. I think this is a good week to try to get somebody else involved, facing the Dolphins, especially with how pretty much decimated they are. And I think if he doesn't get the majority of the carries, he'll get at least a good split of the carries against Stevenson. And I think he's a good pickup option because since Stevenson was having fumbling problems, I think goal line they might use him if the Patriots ever get to the goal line. So there's that.
Well, he got
And
benched. Stevenson got benched.
yeah, at the end of last game, right?
Yeah, Gibson's a starter. Actually, Mayo just announced that this afternoon. He said
Oh,
that
really?
Stevenson was going to be the backup on Sunday and Gibson was going to start.
Right.
So
Tough
all
blow.
Stevenson fantasy holders out there,
Oh man,
make sure
it
you
is
adjust
time to sell.
accordingly.
It is
I
time to
would say
sell
hold,
Stevenson stock.
hold. I don't know,
Hold.
man, because Washington let go of Gibson because of his fumbling problems.
That's
And
true.
I
That's
would
true.
take Stevenson over Gibson any day of the week, Monday through Sunday.
He might not be working out the first few snaps, and Stevenson
Mhm.
can weasel his way back in.
I mean, look at what happened with Tampa just last night, right? Bucky
Yeah,
Irving, he's been doing so good. They give him the ball, and what does he do? He fumbles. So I know all Rashad White fantasy owners out there were so happy to see
we're
that because
It was like the Super
screaming in
Bowl
their
for me.
houses.
they're like, that's what you get for not having Rashad White out there.
And I got one last sleeper, and
Yep.
I think I really like him. And it's a sort of a crash and burn because I'm either going to be super right or I'm going to be super wrong. Brock Bowers, the rookie
Ooh,
tight end from the Raiders. I think
No.
coming off, some good performances the first couple of weeks and some bad performances these past couple of weeks. I think facing off against Denver and a Sean Payton led defense is going to be pretty rough on any long passing attempts that they might have. And I think the short game, especially some out routes, is going to be a good option for the Raiders to go. And I think, a good tight end is good for those situations. And I think he's going to be a good pickup because of that.
Good.
And Denver's ranked 19th or 20th against the Titans, and with Sertan blanketing Myers, I'm loving that.
Oh yeah,
Loving
true.
that pick right there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
Gabe, Gabe, what you got? What you got for sleepers this week? Who you looking out for to outperform?
Kincaid.
Okay.
Um, Kincaid and
Any specific reason why you like Kincaid?
yeah, because he's getting more targets as the weeks are progressing. So I kind of think he's just falling into that one of those targets that Josh Allen loves and can rely on and say, hey, you're gonna get me what what we need as an offense to get us to the promised land, which is a touchdown. So
Let me
every
help you out,
possession.
Gabe.
So
Let me help you out. You like him because Shakir is out, right?
that too,
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure. We're on
just
the
for
same
this
page.
week. But
Yeah.
but the other guy I was looking at is oh, he's on one of my teams. I like Zay Flowers.
Flowers.
Feel like he's due for a breakout game, and what better to do it than a divisional opponent, rival opponent as the Bengals. So
Okay.
look out, Lamar. Throw it to Zay. Let's go.
Kono, what you got?
I'm loving Stephon Diggs this week. His usage in Houston is to me, it's been very surprising, especially with Nico there, and he's playing Buffalo in Houston, so I think he's top candidate for a good one.
Okay.
Another one I would honestly say would be, and this would be my crash and burn for Indianapolis.
Hold on.
Joe
Who?
Flacco's notoriously
Who?
known.
You
Joshua
cut off.
Downs. Josh Downs,
Oh,
baby.
Josh Downs. Damn
Sorry,
Josh
buddy. You got cut off for
Downs.
a little bit.
Got
Yeah,
cut off for a
sorry,
little bit.
bro.
Are you okay?
I'm in the mountains.
it.
Uh,
I know
I
JJ's
think
mad.
Flacco.
He got his pick taken.
For real. I know it. I know that he's been a sleeper, bro. Everyone talked about him so highly in preseason, and Flacco's known to throw it. It's either he's gonna get all the targets or Pittman will, but I'm really enjoying that one.
Okay. I'm gonna double down on that. So huge fan of Josh Downs as a sleeper for sure. Last game he had 9 targets, 8 receptions, right, 82 yards and a touchdown. So exactly like you said, I think the QB change from Richardson to Flacco was good for the Indianapolis receiving core because even Michael Pittman, who did nothing first couple weeks, finally came out and did something last week. So I think that moving forward, if Richardson is injured, these players are going to do really well. And Josh Downs, pretty sure he just came back from an injury. Not a lot of people had their eyes on him because Alec Pierce was kind of like breaking out at the beginning of the season. But I think now that Josh Downs is
Completely
back,
stopped.
yep, I think now that he's back, I think he's gonna do good. And then my other one is Brian Thomas Jr. So during all my fantasy drafts, there were 2 rookies that I always aimed to pick up, and it was Ladd McConkey and Brian Thomas. Ladd has been pretty big bust so far, I would say, just because of the situation. But Brian has, I mean, he's done really, really well, especially more recently. I feel like Lawrence likes him, and he's getting him the ball. So I think that we've been having him stashed on the bench for a while because we didn't know what was going to happen. Now I think moving forward, this is a guy that, during the bye weeks, maybe even for your flex option, he's going to be a good guy to put in there, and you could be confident going into game day that he's going to perform for you. So I like him for sure.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Me too.
I like that. Well, anything anybody would like to say about how the season's been going so far?
I could talk about one of my
No.
fantasy teams if you guys want to listen. How I'm 0-4 in my
Oh, I'm here
fantasy
for that.
league that
I'm
I
here for
just
that.
won last year. Okay. I have the third or fourth most points in the league. And I keep losing every single week. I am sick to my stomach. Let me just run my roster through you, okay? Let me just tell you these guys. Jaden Daniels at QB.
Mm-hmm.
I have Etienne starting this week. Brees Hall. Deontay Johnson starting. DK Metcalf. Zach Ertz as my tight end. Michael Pittman. On my bench, Devontae Adams and Njoku, Ramondre Stevenson, Brian Thomas Jr., Jameson Williams from Detroit. How am I 0-4? I cannot catch a break. Let me tell you.
That's sad, man.
I'm gonna give that a doom.
That's heartbreaking.
Like, oh my gosh. And of course, the guy I'm playing this week, 15 points from Koo. Oh, all right, perfect start to the damn week, man. Oh
Who
my
could have seen
God.
that coming? Who could have seen
Oh
that
my
coming,
goodness.
man?
So, yeah, that's like my low light of all my fantasy leagues. That's definitely the low light.
I want to talk about, if y'all don't mind, my sleeper team. I have been edging it out when it comes to wins, man. Everyone in the top six has over 500 points scored. I'm sitting at 424 at 3-1,
Oh my gosh, yes.
hitting an 80-yard touchdown from Jameson Williams last week was godsend, man.
Hey, that's
Oh my
good.
god.
And now, you
You're
know what?
blessed. You're
Like,
blessed, man.
oh man, bro. And I don't know, man. Last year I got a hot start, first time in the sleeper league, and it was rough losing in top four, especially to someone in this chat, but don't want to reminisce. But playing Gabe this week and Gabe not having Saquon, Hurts, or Pollard,
Or neighbors.
oh my goodness, man. I
What a blessing.
just
It's
cheering
Dude, I
literally
you.
really hope
70
you win,
points on the
man.
bench. 70 points on the bench.
Oh my god, you
Crazy.
had Mike Evans playing against Gabe?
Yeah. I'm fortunate that he only scored 23. So fortunate. Could have been worse.
Everything
Who
is
had
right in
Moon?
the world.
Who has Moon?
I
Who
know.
has
I was right there with Kona because I had Baker throwing him the touchdown.
Oh my
eh,
god.
You love to see it.
Kona for Kevin and Kevin?
We
Our
got to stick
poor
together.
our poor boy Jay, man. My man Jay still
I
hasn't
know.
cracked 400 points.
Oh man,
I mean, he might have to take those
injuries,
wings.
injuries, man.
Yeah, that's true. He lost his QB. Now he has Darnold. Darnold's good. He lost Pacheco. It's another one. Losing Tua meant you lost Waddle. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's been, and now Singletary's
Gary's right
out
there
this
too.
week.
Gary's right there too.
Oh yeah.
I would feel more bad for Gary, man. Losing top two picks in the draft. That's rough.
McCaffrey out, Puka out. Oh man.
And he doesn't even have him on injured reserve. I mean, he could have had more players on his bench. But
That's the face of defeat, bro.
so um
Okay, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Fearless leader, please take it away.
uh well, yeah, so thank you everybody for coming, right? I know that this is something that we want to start doing every single week, at least once a week.
Mhm.
Good to get the brains working and going through some of these games and some of these props. I know that some of us
Mhm.
like to gamble. Right? Some of us are gamblers out here. Okay. So looking forward to continuing to do this and make it better every time. Obviously, some of us are on phones, some of us do not have mics or whatever. So as we progress, and if we're ever able to all get together in a room, I think that'll be super fun as well. So looking forward to what we can do, and I'm looking forward to the next video.
Guys,
Yes,
go
sir.
ahead and please like and subscribe down below. Please go ahead and keep an eye out for any videos that we put out. We're gonna, as our fearless leader JJ said, gonna try to put out a video once a week, at least to discuss at least some basic odds for bets, and if we can, we'll try to upload a few more videos through the week on any topic discussion through the NFL season. And just watch out for some more surprises that we put out.
Yes.
And turn your notifications on.
Turn the
You don't want to
notifications.
miss this
Notifications
banter.
on.
That's right. Oh my God! I just realized something.
What?
Kona has Mike Evans going against Gabe. See ya.